On my immediate right, I have Dr. Burama El-Jame, Director of Curriculum, Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. And next to him is Omar Ndour, Coordinator, Gambia Association of Teachers of English. And on my immediate left, I have Kemo Kinte, trainer, working with the future in our hands. Other panelists will be joining us very shortly. In today's episode of the Education Forum, we'll be talking to you about the interventions in early literacy skill development. To start with, Mr. Ndour, the Gambia Association of Teachers of English and the future in our hands have been working with the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education to provide pedagogical support to classroom teachers, particularly in early grade teaching. What are the strategies, or what strategies do you employ towards enhancing reading skills of school children?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mendy, and good evening, viewers. Gambia Association of Teachers of English has been engaged in with the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education in looking into the literacy skills of our young kids, that is grades 1 up to grade 3. Over the past 3 years, we've been doing a lot of activities, and the strategies we've employed are 4 main basic ones. One of them is that of training. We provide training. We also engage in assessment of acquisition levels of the children. We also engage ourselves in school visits to give pedagogic support. Yeah. And also we engage ourselves in planning and review. Now, regarding training, we provide training to grade 1, 2, and 3 teachers because that's the foundation. And the type of training we give is we give them skills, basic skills on literacy, and they would transmit this to the kids in the classroom. So we also engage the teachers in what we call weekend training. That is, during the weekends, we get the teachers back to their cluster centers, and they support each other. They share experiences. And these are usually follow-up trainings to the ones we normally have at cluster level. Regarding assessment, it is important that we conduct these assessments after the training so that what we get from the children will, one, inform on our training so that we can review our training and see what is workable and what is not. Also, it informs the school as to how far the kids are acquiring these skills. Regarding the school visits, we go into the classrooms, we see the teachers teach, and we see the areas that they might have been having problems with, and we assist them on the spot. The trainers would assist them. And finally, the other strategy we use is the planning and the review. It is very important because before we conduct any training, we engage ourselves in planning sessions, draw out attainable plans. And then after the trainings, we also review, and we review all the materials that we use in our training. So basically, these are the 4 main areas or strategies that we use to be able to achieve this goal. Thank you.
Mr. Kinte, trainer with future in our hands. So what do you add to that?
Yeah, what I would like to add to that is we have similar strategies, but we have difference in some aspects. Like for us, what we will usually do is to try first to have the baseline, like to assess the children to know the level they are. Okay. Because we are trying to help the children through the teachers. Okay. We train the teachers to help. And we will, after assessing the children to have the base, we will give them training to the teachers. And also we will try to help them to develop low or no cost materials. Normally what we do is we give trainings to them during weekends, and in the weekend we do follow them in the classrooms and then observe them. As we observe them teach, then we will be able to address some of the lapses, weaknesses that we could do at the spot. and that we usually used to have it after school hours.
Okay.
Like from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock, we'll be giving them classroom tutoring, and when the children are gone home, we'll stay with them to assist. And we have our training in modules of 9, and in between we used to have midterm review.
Okay.
That will inform us the progress status, and there we will develop the last 3 parts of the training. Okay. Yeah.
Dr. Brava, you as the Director of Curriculum, what is the position of MOPSI concerning these 2 strategies we've just had?
Well, thank you very much. Good evening, viewers. I think that's a very important question. I think the position of the ministry with regards to the 2 interventions is very clear, even from the various groups, if I may say that. They have similar interventions. They all have elements of material development. They all have elements of teacher training. They all have elements of assessment, review. So I think the only thing is that perhaps when you look at the content of the reading strategies, that's what I think they are using SEGRA, FIOH is using SEGRA, and I think GATE, Gambia Association of Teachers of English, is using Jolly Phonics. These are all, very similar approach. The names that are different or something, maybe letter grouping, but they all reinforce letter sounds. That is the basic, that is the base for reading interventions. And well, for the position of the ministry, again, is that we welcome any intervention that actually is going to enhance reading skills ability, acquisition of children. So we are looking at them. They have, they are very similar, but what we are trying to do is to look at the various strategies. We look at what strengths GATE have, all right, and that FIOH may not have, or vice versa, so that we adapt the strengths of each of them and come up with something that actually would enhance, that would be faster. But basically what they are all doing, they are all enhancing reading abilities, but we are studying them, looking at the various approaches, strengths and weaknesses. And I think we have started that with the last conference that we have done. And the 2 groups are always in touch, because as a ministry, they are all our families. We have sessions together. We talk, we try to help one another. And you may also know, even within my own directorate, we also have a national language program, all geared towards enhancing reading skills. So the question of our position, yes, it is very good. They are very similar, and we are trying to nurture all of them, and we are trying to build on the strengths of each of them.
Mr. Ndur, I understand that the Gambia Association of Teachers of English plus Future in Our Hands have been involved in training of teachers over the past 3 years. What are your success stories and challenges?
In fact, before I enumerate them, I would just want to make a reference point. Some time ago, we had this international seminar in Kigali on early literacy. And the internationals were always making reference to the Gambia, to an extent that some of the participants were saying, is this seminar all about the Gambia? That's an indicator that really the country is taking steps, to address the issue of reading.
Okay.
As far as GATE is concerned, I think one of the success stories is that you go to a school, you will realize that children now are phonologically aware. They can recognize sounds, they can produce the sounds, they can blend, and they have started reading. That's a success story. You also find out that regarding the teachers, there is an increase in the resolve and exuberance by the teachers. Because Jolly Phonics approach, the jolly bit of it, it means,